Welcome to Dollars and Cents, hosted by Sanjiv Gupta CPA. Dollars and Cents is the show about growing more of what you are making, saving more of what you are growing, and making more of what you are growing and saving in the most sensible and tax-efficient manner possible. Feel free to call into our studio number to be live on air with your questions. Call 408-912-5038. That's 408-912-5038. and here is your host of Dollars and Cents, Sanjiv Gupta CPA.
Good evening, friends. This is your own CPA, Sanjiv Gupta CPA. What year has been going on with lot of changes, lot of things coming in, and lot of complexities coming in. In our dollar update, today we found out that April 15 deadline is being extended to May 17th. Remember the date, May 17th, not April 15. The IRS is going to extend the date of filing for individual tax only by 1 month. So April 15, we were knowing that is going to be there for filing the individual taxes. Now that has been extended to May 17th. May 15th was Saturday, May 7th is Monday, so they're given 1 month for filing the individual taxes only. So the question that come up here is it relating to the payment for taxes or just filing of the taxes for individual tax returns? So they've extended by 1 month the payment for the taxes as well. There will be no interest and penalty if you make the payment by May 17th. Now the question that always comes up right now is, will I be charged penalties and interest if I don't make the estimated tax payment by January 15? The answer to that is yes, you will be subject to penalty interest. So the estimated tax payment deadline was January 15th of each year. That happens for prior years. Only April 15 is a deadline for filing the return, which has been extended to May 17th. What about the C corporation return? As everyone knows, if you have a C corporation return, the date is April 15. That has not been extended. Remember this thing, if you are a C corporation, if you're having a C corporation, the date is not extended. The date is still April 15. One more confusion. The date is April 15 for them. What about the S corporation LLCs? What happened to those companies? If you have S corporation and LLCs, the date has not been extended. So March 15 was the date where they should have filed the return for those companies. If they have not filed those returns, you should have filed the extension for those companies. If you're not filing extension for those companies, you're subject to penalties and interest for not filing extensions for those. So that has not been extended. Now, another confusion comes in is, what about FTB? FTB is a franchise tax board for California. Will that FTB has confirmed to this change? Of course, as you know how FTB works. We salute them, by the way. Always late. So FTB has said they cannot answer yet, as expected. But however, my belief is, as the California return is based on federal return, we believe the California will confirm to this date. We'll keep you posted as more details, of course, are made available, and we'll let you know as things come by. So just remember, April 15 deadline has been shifted to May 17th, only for individual tax filers only, not for C corporation, not for S corporation, not for LLCs. And you have to make the tax payment by May 17th for individual taxes only, not for C corporation. 408-912-5038 is the studio number. If you have any tax question during next tax season, you can call in right now at the studio. I will be answering those questions. So 408-912-5038. My firm, Sanjiv Gupta CPA, has offices in Fremont, Sunnyvale, and Pleasanton. I have a team of experienced CPAs, chartered accountants, enrolled agents, and accounting professionals who are not only experienced in doing US taxes, but also experienced in dealing with issues related to Indian tax rules and regulations, and how to put forward those things on the US taxes with respect to compliances, with respect to foreign account reporting and FPARs 8938, 8621, 5471, 5472. uh, guilty taxes, all the 9 yards. By the way, we are doing a webinar happening on March 27th, 10 days from now, on foreign income reporting and asset reporting requirements, a very popular webinar, which we have been doing for several years. It has been always full to the fullest extent. We get all the attendance to the full. Right now it's full to about 70%. So if you're one of those person who has foreign asset, like bank accounts, stocks, mutual funds, liquid foreign assets like NSCs, PPF accounts, any kind of liquid investment in this mutual, in the kind of we call it as SIPL and other things, then you have to worry about this F bar. You have to worry about 8938. You have to worry about Form 5471 if you have any investment in foreign entities, more than 25%. Guilty tax requirements have also changed. And if you are not sure how to report those assets and those income in prior years, then definitely this webinar is for you. If you have income from those assets like rental income, interest income from properties, interest income on CDs, if you have stock gains from sale of stocks in India, then you are one of those person who need to attend this webinar. And for registration for this webinar, you can go to the website sanjivcpa.com. That is SANJIV Myself, Sanjiv Gupta CPA, I have been doing this CPA practice for last 15 plus years. I have practiced in India for 10 plus years, and have been dealing with this complexities for a very long time. And by the way, we have dealt with a lot of things in the areas of PPP loan, PPP loan, PP1, PPP2, forgiveness, and we dealt with all 9 years about ERC credits, R&D credits, you name it. We have gone into those complexities and helped all our clients to get the maximum which is required at this time of pandemic. Hopefully this pandemic will go. We have to really see how these things, we all are vaccinated. Hopefully everybody's going for vaccine, which is important to create that confidence. It's a thing that we should all go and take care of, not ourselves, but also the people surrounding us. It's a requirement that we should honor it and we should do it. Any one of you who has a burning tax question, this is a time to call the studio line number. Studio lines are open, 408-912-5038. The number again is 408-912-5038. Let's go into the dollar topic of the show. The dollar topic of the show is the recent American Rescue Act that was signed by President Biden. Last week, we touched in my show some provisions of that act. Today, I'm going to devote some more time on some provisions which people are asking and interesting for them to learn about it and understand about it and use it for when they file their tax returns for 2020. A very important change that happened in the American Rescue Plan Act is the unemployment compensation amount of $10,200 will not be included as a taxable income, provided their modified AGI in case of merit filing joint is less than $150,000. The question that comes up here is, a lot of people ask me this question. Hey, I've already filed my return. What should I do? Answer to that question is, you should not file any amendment right now. Hold on to the amendment. Why? Because amendments will not get you those refunds. Just hold on. You can get time. You have time, three years to file those amendments. I'm not saying to wait for 3 years. You can wait for some months to file the amendment. I'm getting some calls here. Let me take this caller. Hey, good evening. This is Sanjiv Gupta CPA on air.
Hi, Sanjeevji. My question was regarding LIC policy. I'm talking about the policies where, give premium for 20 years and then it matures. So what is the best way to account for that transaction in the tax return?
Very good question. Very good question. So, insurance policy, when we talk about insurance policy, there's a cash surrender value, the value that you get if you surrender a policy today. So that is known as cash surrender value. So typically the formulas are very complex. Generally what we follow is we take the first year of annual premium payment and last year annual premium payment. We disregard that. We take the value of the annual premium you paid so far and going to pay so far. We take the value of whatever money you paid, the premium paid 30% of the premium as a cash surrender value. And that cash surrender value, if it exceeds $10,000, you have to report on FBAR. And if it exceeds along with other asset on 100,000 plus, you have to report on 8938. Now, the income from those insurance policies does not have to report. The dividend is not going to report, but when the policy matures, that time whatever money you put in minus what you got it, whatever you get it on the maturity of those policies, that income, that amount you have to report on the US tax returns, and you will pay tax at that time minus whatever if you have included income in earlier years, anything that you included in earlier years, that minus out. Okay, thank you for the call.
So
That was very
basically,
important.
so basically, it is considered a normal income. You take your basis for every year on the foreign exchange rate, and then whatever is the difference is your normal income, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Really appreciate that call. We have one more caller. Let me take this call. Good evening, this is Sanjiv Gupta CPA on air.
Hello.
Good evening, this is Sanjiv Gupta CPA.
Hello.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, Jit. Yeah, can I answer your question? Any question you have for me?
Yes. So with the extension of tax filing to May 17th, so if I'm due to pay the taxes, is the penalty changed or is the date changed for that, or is it same as Jan 15th?
That's a very, very good question, and that was what I was touching in the when I started the show. So you have to understand the tax payment. The tax payment, if it's a substantial amount that you owe on the taxes for 2020 and you've not paid so far during when you have to pay by estimated tax payments, and you have not done the estimated tax payment, now you have to pay a bigger amount. To avoid any penalties and interest, don't wait for the filing till May 17. File as soon as possible, because every month you accrue interest and penalty at least of 1 to 2% of the tax due. So you don't want the meter running from the IRS and also FTB. So if you think you're owing a lot of taxes, don't wait to May 17. File the return as soon as possible. Okay. If you
Got
paid
it.
estimate taxes earlier, and that covers 100% to 110% of 2019 taxes, you just have to pay the balance. Then you can wait till May 17, because there's no interest or penalty that accrue with those payments. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's a very good question.
I did pay the estimated tax, but then in the end of the year, whatever more I need to pay due to ESPP sell-off and those things. So will that become penalized, or?
Yes, it will be penalized, because ESPP will increase your income levels, and you will be paying more tax because of the increase in income level. I will advise you to pay, not to delay your filing till May 17. If you got the 1099 broker statement and you know all the basis requirement, go ahead and file the return as soon as possible and make the payment, so you can avoid the interest and penalty for extra 1 month. Okay.
Got it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate that call. And of course, the studio number is open. Studio line is open, 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038. This is a time of tax season. A lot of people have a lot of questions, and this is a time to get answer to those questions. We have a lot of callers here. Let me take this call. Good evening, this is Sanjiv Gupta CPA on air.
Hello, Sanjeev. My question was regarding this recently passed American Rescue Plan. As I was, so many people, was in the process of finishing up or drafting my return for this year, which was due now on April. Now, as a result of this act, the child tax credit limit, in my understanding, has increased.
Right.
So, do you foresee, or is that because I know so a lot of people also use the softwares, and a lot of people also come to you when they have complicated returns? So that limit, the increased limit, is applicable for this year filing, right? That was my question.
It's a very good question. I was going to
effect.
Yeah, I
and
was
my
going
second
to cover
question
that.
to that was related American Rescue Plan was they also are giving the stimulus checks, which are coming into the accounts of the people who have enrolled for a direct transfer. So once that comes into your account, whenever it comes, is there a way for us to ask as an individual any supporting behind it, meaning just to double check that how that math is calculated? So these are my two questions.
Very good questions. By the way, you touched on the topic of the show, which is about the American Rescue Plan Act. I was going through the unemployment, then I was going to go through the stimulus payment, then child tax credit, then about COD forgiveness, and then for business provisions. We have a lot of good things happening with those one. Just to answer your question, two questions. So first question is on the child tax credit. Child tax credit depends upon the age of the child. Is less than 6, more than 7, more than 6, less than 7, 18. So it is $3,600 to $3,000. That will be based on your 2020 tax return filing. Okay, so it's this all the provisions are related, most of the provisions are related to 2021 taxes, but there's an advance payment for those child tax credit if you qualify, if income levels is within that bracket of 400K of AGI limitation. So child tax credit will be based on your return that you filed for 2020. Okay, so you should go ahead and file the return, because don't worry about that if you file and you will not qualify. This is based on 2021 tax year child and dependent child tax credit. The answer to the second question of the stimulus payment that you received, well, there's no way you can check. Only way is to call the IRS and find out how the amount of $1,400 that you should have got. By the way, this $1,400 is not only for husband, wives, the spouse, or single person, single taxpayer, but also for dependent, any dependent over age 17. It can be a parent too. So this was not there earlier, and $1,400 is not only for the taxpayer but also for dependent. Earlier two stimulus was made for dependents was $500 to $600, but this is $1,400 for dependent. So if so, make sure that when you file your return for 2020, if your income level is high. For example, if you see your 2020 taxes, merit filing joint is more than $150,000, but your 2019 tax return was less than $150,000, don't file your 2020, extend it. If you think your 2019 income is much lower, your 2019 is much higher than your 2020, and 2020 you have less income, less than $150,000, go ahead and file this return as soon as possible. But if your income exceed $160,000 for 2020 or 2019, you will not be getting this stimulus payment. So if you get a stimulus payment, whether you're right or wrong, if you get it and you are not qualified, you don't have to return it back. It's all taken care of. But if you don't get it, you see your income levels. Based on those income level, you can decide whether you want to call the IRS or not. Okay, that's a very good question you asked. That's a very good question. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjiv.
Thank you for all those important questions. Let me take another caller on air. This is Sanjiv Gupta CPA. Good evening.
Yes, hi. This is Amit from San Jose.
Hi, Amit. Yeah, go ahead with your question.
Yes, hi. My question was for my father. He's a new green card holder and filing taxes first time this year. This is about the form 8938.
Right.
He has a brokerage account in India, and they have invested in various mutual funds through that account. So on that form, does he just have to report the brokerage name and the account name and firm name, or does he have to list all the mutual funds as well?
Very good question. Again, we are getting a lot of good questions today. So when you look at Form 8938, you have to look at what is included on Form 89 is foreign financial asset. So when foreign financial asset includes the mutual fund, you don't have to disclose every mutual fund. You just have to disclose the fair market value of the brokerage account as of December 31st, 2020. So you declare that value only. Now, with respect to mutual fund, you have to be careful. You have a Form 8621, which come into play because you have to compute the imputed income. How do you calculate the imputed income? Is based on net asset value of the opening balance of the year and ending balance. Based upon that, and also some calculation respect to the holding period, you have to report on the Form 8621. So just don't report on 8938. Do also report the imputed income on the Form 8621, because that's what the PFIC rules relates to the mutual funds. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That was
Really
helpful.
appreciate. That's a very good call. We have more callers here. Good evening, this is Sanjiv Gupta CPA. Good. I'm saying good. Good evening, this is Sanjiv Gupta CPA on air. I think we lost some callers here. Okay. So now let's go back to the question about the things that we're explaining about unemployment compensation for in the American Rescue Plan of this just passed. So I was saying about unemployment compensation. So if you file the return, you don't have to, you just wait for amendment of the return because you should not go ahead and amend immediately because of $10,200 non-taxability. Now, what happens if you're waiting, if you're not filed a return? Should you go ahead and file the return now with $10,200? You see that $10,200 not taxable. I will suggest for them also to hold on. That's why we have this extra month from April 15 to May 17, because the forms are getting updated. The software companies are getting updating their forms. So just hold on for that unemployment compensation. But the important thing to remember in your mind is that the amount of AGI, the AGI should be less than $150,000. What is AGI? AGI is the total income that you made that comes on your W-2. That is the total income, including the capital gains. Also, if your AGI is less than $150,000, you have to worry about that unemployment. If your AGI is more than $150,000, you don't have to worry about that AGI. And I just covered about the stimulus payment. Also, the caller I answered those questions. The stimulus payment of $1,400 are available for any individual and dependent over the age 17. That is very, very good thing. So you have to really look into your tax returns and get this $1,400, which is very good money. And this is tax-free money. Child tax credit also, I explained to one of the caller, and dependent care assistant, that also has increased for 2021. There's increased provision in employer provided dependent care assistance. This is a welcome relief for people who are sending their kids to the child care. Now they can claim an extended care assistance exclusion. That's a great welcome relief for all the business owners who have daycare facilities. They will seeing some increase in their businesses because people will be selling their kids. And of course, kids are bored at sitting at home. They are feeling so bored. They want to go out. They cannot go out because of COVID. Parents are saying, don't go out. Now, with the shot coming in, vaccination coming in, everything going on, and a lot of research being made whether vaccine should be given to kids or not. By the way, some vaccines are good. Moderna has tested good for kids aged 18 plus. But let's see what happens. So definitely that's a welcome relief for the employer dependent care assistance, which has doubled up. There's a 5-year exclusion for COD for student loan forgiveness. And there's an increase in premium tax credit for 21 and 22. So if you're owing premium tax credit, what is a premium tax credit? So let's say you get Obamacare based on the estimated of income that you filed at the time of getting this credit, and now your income is higher than what you estimated, and because of that, you're going to pay the premium tax. You're going to pay back that premium, which was supposed to be you getting at a lower income. Now your income is much higher. You don't have to pay that back. That's a welcome relief. And now one more thing is 6 months of free COBRA benefits. You're getting 6 months of free COBRA benefit for those people who are unemployed and you receive the COBRA benefits because of the association with their employer. That 6 months starts from April 1st and on September 30th. This 6 month, 18 months period. So they have covered the most period when it started. You remember March 17. Today basically is the first anniversary of the shutdown in California. I remember March 17 was a shutdown of this. We are going to cover the business tax provisions next Wednesday. But remember, this is an important act which I need to highlight and make sure that you understand this clearly. Any questions, you can always call my office number, 510-825-7563. Always my website, sanjivcpa.com. Don't forget to register for the upcoming webinar on March 27th on foreign income and asset reporting requirements. Thank you. I really appreciate all of you listening to my show. Thank you all.
Thank you for tuning in today to Dollars and Cents, hosted by Sanjiv Gupta CPA. Tune in next Wednesday and every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. If you have any questions about the program or its related topics, you can get in touch directly with Sanjiv Gupta CPA by calling 510-825-7563. That's 510-825-7563 or visit sanjivcpa.com.
If your business has made a lot of profit and you are looking for ways to substantially reduce your tax liabilities by taking the full benefits available under TCJA and the CARES Act, then set up a consultation appointment before the 2020 tax year runs out. Call Sanjiv Gupta CPA today at 510-825-7563. That's 510-825-7563 or visit sanjivcpa.com.
This is Bollywood, your admission ticket to the best sounds of Bollywood and beyond. Bolly 92.3 FM.
Enjoy delicious veg and non-veg flavorful delicacies from Kabila Restaurant, Santa Clara, Union City and San Ramon. Now open with high safety standards for outdoor dining or order via DoorDash and Uber Eats.
Apex Consulting Services wishes everyone to stay safe and stay healthy. Please take all the necessary precautions and follow all guidelines. Considering most of us will be working from home in the foreseeable future, Apex Consulting Services is happy to announce that they are offering free online Java developer training for qualified candidates with flexible timings, and brand new batches starts every 2 weeks. If you are interested, please visit our website apexconsultingservices.us or call 408-380